Top five, top five, top five.
Welcome!
Oh, okay. You're actually doing that. Hey guys, welcome back to Cinetopical. Nate here with Stephanie.
Otherwise known as...
You call her Stephanie, I call her Effany.
And there you have it. So, Fantastic Beasts 2 comes out this month, and I am going to go see it. I don't know if I'm excited about it. Are you excited about it?
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Did you like the first one?
It was okay. I'm excited that they're going to blend the worlds together with this one. That probably is going to make me like it a lot more.
Yeah, I feel like whenever they make the third Fantastic Beasts, it will probably bridge like the gap from what we have now to like the new stuff in very well. But in honor of that movie coming out, we're going to do our top 5 favorite Harry Potter movies. If you don't know how we do our top 5s, one of us will give our 5 and 4 and we'll talk about it, and then the other person will give their 5 and 4 and talk about it, and then we'll do 3 and 2, 3 and 2, and then we'll trade off number 1s. We also have what we call the Zemeckis rule, which is probably pretty likely for this list. So if one of us has the same movie as the other person, but it's 2 spots or higher on our list, so we don't waste time talking about the same movie twice, that person will say Zemeckis, and we'll just wait till it gets to it on their list, and then we'll talk about it then. Do you want to go first? You want me to go first?
I'll go first.
You go first.
Cool. Number 5 for me was Goblet of Fire.
That's a Zemeckis.
Alrighty. Well, this is going to move along rather nicely, y'all.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Number 4 for me is Sorcerer's Stone.
That's my number 5.
Okay. So let's discuss.
Yeah.
This is like what introduced us to Harry Potter.
Well, unless you read books.
Well, I did read all the books, but this was the like the first time that all your imagination seen on the screen,
sure.
And it was just such a special moment to see the movie.
It really, really was.
I have it on VHS and I watch it so consistently, and I love this movie.
Yeah, it's on my list for the same reasons. It's like we get to see the visual representation.
Daniel Radcliffe is adorable.
Of this world that we've read about multiple times, or even if you didn't read about, then it really is your first time ever getting introduced to this massive and complex universe that exists. Really, really, it's number 5 and not higher because
it's not a great movie.
It's not, and they didn't get the best performances out of their child actors. But they're not terrible either.
No.
I've seen way worse.
So that's my number 4.
Cool. So my number 5 was Sorcerer's Stone. My number 4 is Half-Blood Prince.
Okay. That's my number 3.
Nice.
So let's discuss.
Working out well. So what I love about... this one just it's kind of hard. Mm-hmm. Someone dies. It's kind of important. It's Dumbledore and Snape kills him. If you don't know that by now, come on, seriously. But I like the story in this one overall. There's just a lot of stuff that happens here. You get to see Draco's switch to the dark side, and him working with them on things.
Ron and Hermione. They're. Since Ron has that run-in with Lavender and all that stuff going on with that, you finally see her feelings are actually deepening, and the tension that happens with high school relationships is just so well played out.
For sure. And then he says her name when he's, gets knocked the fuck out and is waking up. So sweet. And, just kind of, I love the way that Hermione plays it off when she says it, because she doesn't really say anything. She just kind of gives that confident little side-eye smirk.
Yeah,
love that. You get to see the beginnings of Harry and Ginny in this, which is really cool and important. There's just a lot of important.
Even though I despise that entire relationship, but that's fine.
There's just a lot of really important things to the story that happen.
Yeah.
In this movie, and the little bit of insight you get into Snape and
why he is the way he is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think I struggled a little bit with, you get all these, mini gut punches in the books leading up, or the movies leading up to this one, but Dumbledore was definitely that, holy crap, am I going to actually be able to make it through, watching this on screen? Mm-hmm. So my number 2 is Deathly Hallows 2. because one is a waste of space.
Didn't make the cut.
Really? I'm really surprised.
It was hard. I thought about it. It was going to be on number 5, but I couldn't pass up putting the Sorcerer's Stone in there. So
Tonks and Lupin, like.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably one of the big things for me. One thing I was a little bit worried about how they were going to do, like, the Battle of Hogwarts and how that was going to play out. And when I walked out of the movie, I think initially I thought, wow, like, that was super oversimplified. And I had it didn't seem to have, like, the drama I was expecting. But then when I really sat down and I reread some of the books, like, and I really, like, thought through it, I was like, this entire series has been about good and evil, yes. And you really see that just simplified in that battle. And so I really appreciated that it wasn't this, like, there were definitely still action and all this different stuff, but it wasn't this overstimulation of, like, constantly going. It was this, like, it's this simple, like, good or evil. Which one is it going to be?
Number 3 is Order of the Phoenix.
That is the Mickles.
See, you niggas kill me, man. You think I'll hit?
Okay. Nice. So my number 2 was the Zemeckis from earlier, which is Goblet of Fire. My favorite thing about Goblet of Fire, period, is just like the turning point from the little kids to shit is getting really fucking real now.
Like Daniel Radcliffe's hair.
Yeah, it's very.
It's so much.
It's very Kelso from that 70s show.
Yeah.
In that movie, for sure. But we just go from these sort of lighthearted adventurers. Azkaban, like, starts tilting a little on the darker side, but then in Goblet of Fire we get, like, the full return of Voldemort, and, like, all these just, like, you get to see just how much, like, penetration he really has into, like, the safety of Hogwarts and things like that. So that's really, I mean, it just gets dark as shit in that movie, and I love it.
My number 1 is Order of the Phoenix.
Good choice.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, this movie. Yeah, there's so many things I could say and ramble on about, but I won't. I really think that throughout the book series, Harry and Sirius's relationship is probably, like, the biggest turning point for him. And the most, like, he hit all these developmental milestones in a year and a half of knowing Sirius that he didn't experience because of his childhood. And so I think, like, the loss of Sirius, and the build-up, like, you just fall in love with that relationship so much during the movie, and then that loss is huge. Sort of what you were touching on as far as, like, you really see not just the darkness in Hogwarts, but the students are starting to leave Hogwarts to fight the darkness. And I think that is, I really liked that they were in the Ministry of Magic. I liked sort of a little bit of a change in scenery was really nice, and I thought the filming was beautiful. Bellatrix is just a dream. I'm obsessed with her.
That's one word you could use to describe her.
I love Bellatrix. You say something.
Fuck that bitch.
I love Helena Bonham Carter. She's great, and she plays the shit out of that role.
Oh my gosh, so good.
See, you niggas kill me, man. You think I'll hear you talking? Like Wild Wade and John.
She does very, very good. Yeah, so Sirius is easily my favorite character, period, in this whole, like, the books or the movies. Like, Sirius is my dude. And he died. Yeah. So sad.
But I think... Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
I think one thing that I really like is Harry gets a sense when seeing the Order of the Phoenix and them coming back together. He has not just a sense for, like, the friendships that his parents experienced, but I think that he also probably, in a really tangible way, starts to see where his friend group is going to go and grow. And, like, this is lifelong. This is meaningful. We have purpose. This isn't just this, like, school thing. It's, like...
Yeah.
This is my crew. These are the people that I'm gonna, like, grow old with, and so I think that's part of the reason.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, seeing that.
Yeah, I really love seeing like, Sirius's, like, continuous advocacy for Harry. Like, every decision that he's making is pretty much for him. Like, he really, really takes responsibility in this, like, dad role.
And, like, him going to bat with Miss Weasley.
Exactly.
And, like, yeah.
And also getting to see how, like, much Harry really does, like, idolize him. And it's just like, Sirius wants to say, screw this hiding and let's go, like, do some shit. And Harry's just, like, 100% on board with him and all that good stuff. that's mostly why I love that movie so much.
So good.
And you get to, and just what you're saying about like him developing his crew and stuff, I really do love that aspect of it too. Like the entire time they like spend at like their hideout, like I know a lot of people who don't like this movie because they just think that those conversations that they have when they're planning and talking about stuff just kind of long and boring, but I love those parts because it's really like this is the group that is deciding to fucking do something about some shit, you know? Everyone
and the book
else
is so dialogue heavy.
Yeah, it's extraordinarily dialogue heavy.
Yeah.
It's like the rest of the world is still trying to pretend that this isn't even a thing, but like you have this group of people who are woke AF and are like, let's do some shit.
Yep.
So, fucking love that. That's great.
So good. What's your number one?
My number one, because of how much I love Sirius, is Prisoner of Azkaban.
Really?
Yeah. And like I didn't even have to think about it. It's my favorite book.
What?
It's my favorite book. I love Prisoner of Azkaban.
My mind is being blown.
I fucking love it. So...
really?
Yeah, really. Why is that? What? Do you have a problem with Prisoner of Azkaban?
I mean, Hermione punches Malfoy, so that's like the best part. That's so good.
Yeah.
Time scares me, so that movie just freaks me out.
I think we talked about that the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the rules of the Time Turner are a little iffy about how that actually is supposed to work.
Look at you, JK.
But like, what I love so much about it is we get to meet Sirius, who I immediately love because for some reason it's just really, really easy for me to relate to characters who like people are so insistent of making a bad guy out of, but they like have 100% good intentions and like a heart of gold and all this kind of stuff. I really love really the whole scene in the Shrieking Shack. I love all of that so much because you get to see Snape's just absolute hatred of that friend group, Harry's dad's friend group, just bubbling over. Like, he does not give a crap about the fact. He's basically Tommy Lee Jones in, crap, help me out, Dylan. What's the movie with Tommy Lee Jones and Harrison Ford? The Fugitive. Yeah. He doesn't, like, I really don't think that he cares if they're innocent or not. Like, he just wants him back in Azkaban. I'm pretty sure when I was little, I thought Dementors were fucking cool as shit, despite how terrifying they were. I like dark, creepy things. I really do. Creepy things that aren't, like, scary. I love.
That movie makes me so nervous. I feel nervous, like, listening to talk about it. But I'm so glad you like it.
What?
Like that.
Oh, I guess so. Yeah, I fucking love that. Like, Dementors are cool stuff. Cool shit, cool stuff.
Dementors are cool stuff.
I love Lupin. And he's just such a good teacher.
Oh, Lupin's so good.
And he's one of the like first teachers they get that genuinely cares about each of them too. Oh, and when Neville turns the boggart into Snape in his grandma's like, oh my gosh, it's just so good. But then you also get to see like the betrayal of Wormtail play out for the first time and like, but I think what I really, really love about it, and I'm glad that it worked out this way. I'm not saying that I wanted more where this wasn't the case, but I love that Prisoner of Azkaban is the only movie where there really is no physical representation of Voldemort.
Yeah.
Like, Voldemort isn't really in it at all. Like, he's talked about it and is clearly the driving force behind it, but he's not stuck to the back of someone's head. He's not poking out of a diary or anything like that. So it's just like, we get further into the story and we get to know more about the characters, but without the focus having to be on this one big antagonist. Yeah. And I really, really like that.
That's a good point.
Oh, and hippogriffs.
Okay, hippogriffs are awesome.
I love almost everything about that movie. Like, I really do.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So those are our top 5 favorite Harry Potter movies. You've probably seen them because you don't live under rocks. And Harry Potter's made an undeniable impact on our entire culture, especially if you're anywhere even remotely close to our age.
So what's your favorite movie?
Yeah, there's like a comment section, and you can tell us that. Also, like the video and subscribe to the channel.
See, you niggas killing me, man. You think out here you talking? Like why Wade and Drum working? Did Wade this drum? Drum this way?
Gangsta grills, you bastard.
See, y'all niggas just wait till I turn around and talk about me. Fool ass niggas.
You ready?